Next category of products we want to talk about are pre-workout supplements. I am not going to give you guys an exhaustive review of every product on the market. There's just too many. And I'm also not going to give you guys an encyclopedia lesson of what every amino acid is, an ergogenic aid is, and what it does. Pre-workout supplements are low calorie. They do not have like whey protein in them the way protein powders do. They do contain amino acids. Amino acids contain nitrogen, which gives you positive nitrogen balance and which helps you in a lot of ways. Pre-workout supplements have a tendency to be a significantly smaller serving size compared to protein supplements. Protein supplements typically have a serving size of around 30 grams or so, about an ounce. Protein scoops are approximately 60 cc, 60 cubic centimeters, or 70 cc, depending on the product. However, a pre-workout supplement is probably going to be on order of about like 6.5 cc, 5 cc's. If your pre-workout supplement serving size is large, when I say large, if your pre-workout supplement serving size is any more than like 10 grams, you want to be careful and you want to read the label. Here's why. You don't need to have that big of a serving size to get all the ergogenic aids that you need. A pre-workout supplement is something that is going to give you mental focus. It's going to give you a boost of energy. It should not give you a crash. Some of them are caffeine based, not all of them are. However, they tend to have xanthanes. They tend to have stimulant in them. If you are sensitive to stimulants, stay away from a pre-workout supplement. But the thing is, pre-workout supplements do make a difference. If you've never tried one, you definitely want to try to integrate this into your program. Now, who needs this? This is for somebody who is serious about weight training, somebody who is trying to make improvements, if you're the type of person that like you have your workout, you have it printed out, you bring that printed out workout with you to the gym every week, you're serious, you want to get stronger, you want to see change, you should take a pre-workout supplement. Now, if you're just like doing things like yoga, if you're just doing like home workouts, if you're doing Pilates, if you're doing just classes, things like that, you don't need a pre-workout. However, if you go to the gym being mentally ready that, you're here to lift, you want to perform, this is good for CrossFitters, this is good for people who really are serious about getting stronger. Like strength is a goal for you. And sometimes it can be hard to boost your strength when your calories are low because you are shredding. If you're under those circumstances, I encourage you, go get a pre-workout supplement. They're worth it. That's probably one of the few cases I would actually recommend, and they're very helpful. Now, just be careful if your pre-workout supplement serving size is any more than 10 grams. You want to be careful that you are not getting excess sugars. You can get sugars anywhere, but the purpose you're taking a pre-workout for is for the active ingredients. Now, a lot of companies focus so much on making their product taste like candy. A pre-workout supplement does not necessarily need to taste good to be effective. Let me repeat that. A pre-workout supplement does not need to taste good to be effective. Obviously, we want it to taste good, obviously. But you guys, just because if it doesn't taste like Kool-Aid or candy, that doesn't mean it's bad. I've had some pre-workouts, because you guys, in my lab, I have every single supplement ingredient in the raw form before it even gets formulated into a pre-workout. And if you ever taste these ingredients on their own, they taste terrible. They're bitter. They don't taste good. And a lot of times what you're actually paying for is an advanced, fancy, swanky flavoring system and not necessarily the quality of the ingredients inside of it. So if a company is really, obviously, okay, if you can have both, that's awesome. And I could do reviews and talk about specific supplements and products and whatnot. But pre-workouts are ergogenic aids. They're intended to give you energy. That's something that I would recommend if you're really trying to improve in your strength. Now, the next thing I want to talk about are intra-workouts. What's an intra-workout? An intra-workout is something that you would take during a workout. Do you need these? If you are a recreational person at the gym, you're just trying to either maintain your physique, even if you are trying to shred, you don't necessarily need an intra-workout. You need an intra-workout if your goals are performance-oriented. This would be good for people like CrossFitters. This would be good for athletes, people who are trying to get faster and stronger for specific reasons. You may want to take these things. Do they help you build muscle mass? Yeah, they do. However, the meat that you eat, or even if you're on a plant-based protein, like, there are BCAAs already naturally occurring in food now. They're going to be more concentrated in an intra-workout product. Intra-workouts are typically BCAAs. However, or sometimes people will take like a Carbolin, or endurance athletes will take things like that. I recommend intra-workouts for endurance athletes. I recommend them for maybe people like swimmers, people like runners who will want to take more glucose. But in general, the average person does not need a BCAA. There are specific reasons why it would benefit some people, and if I have a specific reason for you, let's say you're my client, I could talk to you about that one-on-one, but in general, the average person does not need a BCAA. The average person does not need an intra-workout. If you're already taking your pre-workout, you're golden. Post-workouts, do you need a recovery supplement? Now, protein is typically used as a recovery supplement. However, there are some specialty recovery cocktails. Things like glutamine is a very common post-workout recovery product. Do you need it? If you are pushing yourself very, very hard and you are just not recovering fast enough with protein alone, sure. But I would encourage you to try just protein first before adding something like that, because protein already has glutamine in it. Protein already has BCAAs in it. So you don't necessarily need to just keep adding on more and more and more shit to your stack of supplements if you don't necessarily need it. Other classes of supplements, fat burners, do you need them? If you are not carefully watching your macros, if you are not tracking your macros and you don't have like a set of macros, don't even bother with the fat burners, because you're not even serious enough for where a fat burner is going to make a difference. If you are diligently tracking your macros, if you are diligently going to the gym, if you are doing all of those things and you're having a hard time losing the last 5 pounds, if you're a fitness competitor getting towards the end, getting ready for the show, take a fat burner. Or conversely, if you're like at the beginning of a journey where you just need like a little bit of a boost, sure, go on them. But I don't recommend staying on any fat burner longer than 30 days. It's just not good for your heart. It's not good for your health for an extended period of time. I can go into some more details on fat burners, but in general, you don't really need them unless you are doing everything. I'm talking everything. If you're not weighing your food, if you're not tracking, if you're not doing all those things, don't waste your time, don't waste your money with the fat burners. So this is just a very high level overview. Now we can talk more about, do you need a vitamin supplement? In general, if you are eating real whole foods, if you are eating a lot of fruit and vegetables, you don't necessarily need multivitamin. Another thing that I do recommend, which a lot of people do not take, is I always recommend a joint health supplement, and I recommend people taking something like an MSM, a methylsulfonylmethane, a glucosamine chondroitin, something of that nature, because people have a tendency to, we all are all about the protein, we're all about all the other supplements. We know that muscle takes time to heal and recover, but the thing is, our joints heal at like 5% of the rate that our muscles recover. So you definitely, I mean, my goodness, I'm 35 and like I'm really starting to feel it in my joints, and I've been diligently taking supplements, because especially like if you feel it in your hips, you feel it in your knees, you feel it in your joints. Joint health is something that's extremely important. It's very under supplemented, whereas like so many other things are over supplemented. Another class of supplements that I see that is over prescribed are probiotics and digestive enzymes. There are specific purposes for when you want to take a digestive enzyme, and that is if you are insufficient in that specific enzyme. Don't just take them just cause you think you need, like, if you are specifically lacking something, or your nutritionist told you to take something like that, go ahead, but like, don't just start buying every single product on the shelf. You really don't need it. Now, other things like fish oil, they are good for daily health, but you do want to account for those types of things in your macros. They are good for hormonal health if you are having issues in that area, but I wouldn't just start taking everything just because. So just be careful with what you take, you guys, because people are trying to sell you products. People want to take your money out of your pocket and put it into theirs. So the thing is, you guys, you don't necessarily need all of these things. There is a time and a place for them. Don't get me wrong. There are benefits to them, but I feel that the majority of people are just taking way too much stuff that they just don't use. Now, if you want convenience, if you want all that, by all means, go for it. But there are other ways to go about it. So I hope this helps clear up some just very high level concerns. Comment below on the things you want to know more about so that way I can make more videos for you. All right, talk to you soon. See you in the next one. Bye.